how would you say your style differs from a Fredrik or a Steve or a Ryan?
Well, my business, to be fair, is still a good bit smaller than theirs. So I'm able to be much more hands-on. They have such big teams and such robust businesses that their operations are much different than mine. I'm very client focused. I have very deep client relationships. I talk to them all day, every day. And my business is not, all of their businesses are heavily new development. Whereas new development is, the only new development I do is when I represent a buyer in a new development. But all of mine are private owners who, this is their asset and they need to move it. And it's a different game completely. But, I can't really speak to the other side, but I will say that representing a private owner, you get to know everything about them, why they're selling. It's very clear why a new high rise needs to sell out. But I get involved in these people's lives and their stories, and sometimes it's a very joyous reason they move. They've made a ton of money and now they want a much nicer place, and so we need to sell the old place. And sometimes they're going through things that are difficult and really challenging, and I have to be there for them, and it's my favorite part of the gig.
It is. You like the people.
I love it. Love it.
What about, we've seen this on $1 Million Listing many times too, these over the top, Fredrik, Ryan, these over the top open houses, the gimmicks, the 80s themes, the costumes, the motorcycles, the planes. You do a little bit less of that, and maybe to your point, it's a different business, but do you think these open houses that are over the top, how important are those really?
So, I focus my marketing strategy more on the digital side. So I'm a big believer in doing something fun and unique and different, but you're going to see that more in my listing videos and a lot of my marketing strategy in that regard, only because that's the easiest way to get the mass audience, right? You can only have, well, right now we can't have parties at all. So that has really been a surprise way of serving me well in the adjusting to the new market, as I was oh, I already have this game figured out, because I've been just doing it for fun. But, you still have to do something unique and special to stand out. And so the parties work, but you have to do a mixture of everything. I've just invested more of mine on the digital strategy because I do think that this is a industry that's moving towards technology and less towards these in-person parties. I feel like the in-person showing, especially in this new environment we are, is going to be the final step before buying a home.